36. Want to tell you about tickets that are on sale for Kings games coming up in February. They're on sale today, so make sure you call 395-BASS. That's tickets for February's games. Still available, and I guarantee you they probably will be sold out, but get your hands on them while they last. And it's Steve Johnson with the basket, and the Blazers on top 28-27. Joe Clyde, and he gets the fall, his first basket. Hey, if you want the great taste of Bud Light, you got to make the best call of the night. Ask for a Bud Light, because everything else is just alike. Kings leading at 29-28, and a pushing foul on Clyde, as he sent Johnson about 5 feet in the air, and he'll pick up the foul.
There's a pretty good little war escalating in the middle there between Johnson and Clyde.
Now some pushing and shoving between Clyde and Johnson.
Yeah, it's the same two. Bill Sarr steps in.
And Kiki Vandeweghe into the contest for the first time. Just his third game of the season. Johnson over Clyde. And he now has 4 points. And it's been a seesaw battle right now. It's Portland by 1.
That's a nice piece to bring off your bench, Steve Johnson.
Barry through the legs, in trouble. And now to Del Negro. Shot clock at 5. Vinny with the running one-hander. Yes, nice penetration by Del Negro with the shot clock running down, and he took it for the hole for his first basket of the evening. 31-30 Kings. But here's Kersey answering back. And Kersey now with 9 points. Barry thought about it. And Ed Pinckney wants to take Kersey off the fadeaway, in and out. Tough shot, rebounded by Kersey. Blazers with a basket can go up by 3. Danny Young to Steve Johnson, the double team, and a Lee Young open for 3. No good, and a loose ball foul called, and a roll against Jerome Kersey. That's his second.
That was a good box out by Ed Pinckney. That was something the Kings really didn't do very well last night in Seattle.
I want to correct myself. That's Kersey's first, not his second. And he will sit down. Kevin Duckworth, Kiki Vandeweghe, and Johnson down low. And Porter and Danny Young up front. Right now the Kings with the basketball and looking to retake the lead. It's Del Negro. Oh, Vinny Del Negro right in off the bench, and he quickly has 4 points. Vandeweghe passes up. It's 33-32. The Kings leading it by 1. Johnson, and he can't hit the deuce. Foul called underneath, and it will go against Steve Johnson, and that's his second personal.
You know, Grant, guys like Steve Johnson and Joe Clyde sit on the bench for a while. They get antsy to get in the game, and once they do, boy, they want to get right at it. And these two have been going at it, and they're still going at it.
2.5 gone by, second quarter, and the Kings by 1. Pinckney over Johnson. No, but he was fouled by Johnson, and that will be Steve Johnson's third personal, and it will set Ed Pinckney to the foul line for 2. So Mike Schuller now looking to the bench, and he will call.
I think it's kind of amazing the way Steve Johnson hasn't fouled anybody yet.
He will call on Adrian Branch.
He got him on the arm.
And now a technical foul has been called.
Hey, why not go for the Quinella, get the second tee, and take an early shower?
Send the league's leading free thrower to the line, and Joe Clyde. And Joe Clyde, you didn't see it, but he did make the free throw, and it makes it 34-32. And now Ed Pinckney will go to the line for his 2.
Is that one of the most amazing aberrations you've ever seen in basketball? Joe Clyde leads the NBA in free throw percentage, 94%. From the floor, 34%. Go figure.
Don't ask me to explain it. And And Ed Pinckney puts the Kings up by 3.
Eddie's been doing a nice job coming off the bench. Averaging a steady 11 points a game. Steady as in Eddie.
And 36-32. Kings by 4. And Joe Clyde with a push again. And he picks up his second personal.
Watch out.
There it is again, and let's see.
Well, I don't know.
There's
not much more pushing there than there is any other time down.
They're going at it again, Clyde and Duckworth. Two big men battling. Now Porter gets the screen from Duckworth and hits the shot.
And that's some screen.
A 270-pound screen.
That's half the building.
Kings by 2. Pinckney takes advantage of the overplay and jams it home. Kiki went for the steal. Ed said thank you very much, took it to the basket, and drove it home for a 6-point.
Kiki went down the smokestack overplaying there.
Vandeweghe with his first shot and his first 2 of the night.
Well, at this point, Grant, what I hear from the Blazer people is that that's the only thing he does better than Jerome Kersey.
Kersey, of course, from what you hear, rebounds better and plays better defense. And off the turnover.
It's more than hearsay. It's the plain truth.
Porter looking to tie it. Can't. Pinckney with the rebound. And Smith in some tall traffic. Loses control. Adrian Branch over Clyde. And Joe picks up a foul. And that's Clyde's 3rd.
Well, you can't blame Joe for that one. All he was doing was trying to stop a bad play in the backcourt. Kenny lost the ball in the backcourt. Kiki got it off the floor. And Joe Clyde, as the last line of defense, bumps Adrian Branch. So Joe has to sit down with 3 fouls.
And LaSalle Thompson will come in. LaSalle, who had an excellent first quarter. 9 points in that first quarter of play.
Adrian Branch, a former Laker, starting to prosper here just a little bit. The word on Branch down in Los Angeles with the Lakers, where he played on the championship team one year, was that he's a very good shooter, very good offensive player. The Lakers felt he was all show and no go. In other words, a good shooter but wouldn't play any other aspect of the game.
And Branch brings the Blazers within 1. It's 38-37 here in the second quarter with 7:50 remaining. Shot clock is down to 5. Ricky Berry working against Branch and has it knocked away. And Danny Young will lead the break. It's a 4-on-2. And now Porter with an opening. It dances on the rim. It won't go. And a loose ball foul is called. And they're going to have LaSalle Thompson. Oh, actually, it's Vinny Del Negro. LaSalle thought it was on him, and he started going a little crazy. Now watch it again. Watch Del Negro on the left side of the screen. They call the foul on him.
Yeah, he came over the top. That was a good call. LaSalle did not foul, but Vinny did.
Rodney McCray checks in. Ricky Berry out. And Portland can take the lead with a basket. Porter. And now Duckworth sets the screen. And it's Porter left 3.
They made a couple of good shots because Vinny did a nice job fighting through the Duckworth screen, and Porter just buried a 22-footer.
7 points for Porter. Porter coming into the contest averaging just under 17 points a contest. Against the Lakers the other night, he had 17. And Tank Thompson over Duckworth hits. So LaSalle Thompson now in double figures. He has 11 points. And it's 40-39. Kings playing very well on the road for the second night in a row. Kiki Vandeweghe. And he now has 2 field goals for 4. And it's the Blazers retaking the lead. Del Negro for 3. Yes.
And he shot that ball very easily from distance.
7 points for Del Negro. Danny Young working against Kenny Smith. No good. And the rebound by LaSalle Thompson. Del Negro one more time, and he's hot.
Wow, he's really on fire.
And a timeout will have to be called by Schuller and the Blazers. 6:17 remaining here in the first half, and the Kings leading at 45-41.
7 boards. Drexler.
45-41. As you look at some hot shooting by the Kings, 20 of 28 for 71%, Ted.
Boy, I remember games where they shot 16% in the quarter and 30%. Remember against Utah, 30 for the night?
Don't remind me. And now a foul called on Kenny Smith. His second personal, and it will send Clyde Drexler, who's been very quiet thus far, to the line. Want to tell you about some upcoming home games for the Kings as they'll be back home very shortly. As you look at Drexler from the foul line, the Lakers on the 10th, which is sold out incidentally, but Seattle, Houston, New York, Golden State, and Milwaukee the rest of the month. There are still tickets available for all of those games. Contact the Arco Arena box office at 928-6900 for more information.
Grant, they said Clyde Drexler had a quiet game against the Lakers the other night. He wound up with 33, 11, and 10. Triple-double.
Kersey with a nice play, but it's Del Negro taking the pass. Nice baseline move by Smith. Short shot. And McCray says thank you very much, and he puts it in the book for two. It's 47-42. 8 points for Rodney. Quickly back at Drexler over Vinny Del Negro. Del Negro will get called for the foul, and it will be Drexler going to the line. And for Del Negro, that's his third personal.
Well, Vinny's got a good quick pair of hands. He thought he could reach in that time against Drexler and maybe flick the ball away. But when you reach in, Grant, you're going to get a foul called on you 9 out of 10 times.
And Jim Petersen will check in. And Ed Pinckney will sit down. Jim Petersen, we talked about in the open of the telecast, now averaging in double figures, 11.4 points. But the last couple of ball games, he's been on fire. Last night, 10 of 15 from the floor for 23 points. And it's Kenny Smith. And off the miss. Drexler to Porter.
It's a nice backcourt combination, isn't it?
Probably the best in basketball. One of the best. Of course, you have to talk about the Lakers with Magic and Scott. That's not bad.
I don't mind Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars either.
But really, you look at Drexler and Porter, they've got to be right up there in the top 2 or 3, no question. LaSalle Thompson walk.
Incidentally, we have to congratulate Clyde. The newlywed got married on December 30th. In fact, his new bride is a big, big basketball fan. When she met him, she said, "What football team do you play for?"
And they'll be taking their honeymoon this summer. Sure, it certainly won't be during the All-Star break because Mr. Drexler will be participating in that for the 3rd year in a row. Vandeweghe for 3.
Well, you can talk about the bad back, the controversy. Maybe they're going to trade him, but, man, he can still shoot it.
He has 7 points. Nice pass to Thompson, but it was knocked away. LaSalle couldn't hang on. McCray with the good look, but Tank perhaps not expecting it. And off his hands and out of bounds. 48-47. Portland by 1. 4.5 remaining here in the first half. Porter. Short and off to the left. Duckworth tries to save it, and it goes right to McCray. And a blocking foul on Kersey. Fans wanted an offensive foul, but no way. That's a block all the way.
Forget about it. I don't know how Kersey could even argue that call. It's one of the most obvious blocks you'll ever see. Watch Kersey move into the picture here. What's he talking about?
Right. Look at that expression.
Oh, man. These guys are all theater arts majors.
McCray off the miss. Duckworth with a rebound. Drexler. Nice defense by Smith to knock it away, and it goes off Drexler's foot. Nice job of stopping the break by Smith. It results in a turnover, and the Kings get the ball, and they can retake the lead with 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Del Negro, who's 4 of 4 from the floor, and the scoop, and he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
Wasn't that a smart little play? You hear the whistle, throw it up at the basket. I've said it before, but Grant, I'll say it one more time. Vinny Del Negro does not play like a rookie. He is a rookie, but he doesn't play like one.
I think he's by far the best second-round pick in the draft this year, and one of the best picks, period. He's also a heck of a nice guy.
Had a chance to take him to dinner last night where you almost reached for the check.
My arms weren't long enough.
And he really is a delightful young guy that has basketball and his life in a very good perspective. He's an enjoyable person.
He has 11 points. Anytime the bill's over $10, Ted, I just kind of make believe it's not on the table.
I've noticed.
And knocked out of bounds, and I will go over to Portland. It's 49-48. Kings leading by 1.
You know, Grant, Schuller's doing something that I think is very interesting here. He's playing Kersey and Vandeweghe at the same time, possibly, I think, and I'm just speculating, to diffuse some of the controversy.
Well, the article in the paper said today, in quotes from Kersey, that he thought that both of them could play on the floor at the same time.
Against smaller teams, but not against big clubs.
Like when they go to play Seattle on tomorrow night.
No way.
You won't see those
You'll
two
never see those two on the court at the same time.
And they're now adjusting the shot clock. And the shot clock is now at 10 for Drexler. And it's Duckworth. LaSalle Thompson with the overplay, and Duckworth took advantage of it, and he hits for his 6th point.
He is a big man, Grant, and it's hard to keep him out of there.
And the Trailblazers by 1.
Remember, he's still 280 after the dive.
Here's Del Negro, and his first miss. Petersen with the offensive rebound. And Porter, the recipient of that pass. 2-on-1 with Vandeweghe. Oh, Clyde Drexler with a showtime attempt. No good, but he was fouled. Clyde came out of nowhere. Great pass by Vandeweghe.
And that's a nice gesture by Clyde, too, to go over to Kiki and thank him for the pass. Jim makes a mistake, throws it right to Terry Porter, and they run a textbook 3-on-1 break. The best pass by Vandeweghe, and there's the foul.
I want to tell you that this telecast is presented by authority of the National Basketball Association, solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any of the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited. Clyde Drexler goes for his 14th point and can hit. 51-49. The Blazers by a deuce. And here's Tank Thompson. Swish.
Nice job against the pressure. They swung the ball, got a good open shot, and LaSalle continues to shoot the ball very well. 13
points. He's averaging 16 on the year, and a 3-point attempt no good by Vandeweghe. Drexler with the rebound. Thompson fouled him. And LaSalle Thompson picks up his first. And a timeout on the floor as we take a look at it one more time. 2:33 remaining. As you look at Thompson hit Drexler, our score, it's the Kings 51 and the Blazers 51.
Jerry Reynolds and his assistant Herman Cull. Herman has been given a lot of credit by the players, incidentally, for really improving the offensive and the defensive structure of the ball club since he became the assistant coach.
Clyde Drexler, 3 of 7 from the line.
That talks about his athletic ability, though. All those offensive rebounds he has this year. I didn't realize Grant Clyde was 6th in MVP balloting last year. So he is a well-respected and deservedly so.
Portland just 9 of 14 from the line, and they have a 1-point lead. And McCray now the dish and right through Ricky Berry. 12 turnovers for the Kings in the first half. with 2:12 remaining. And it's Portland leading by a point. Jim Petersen working Kersey. Kersey baseline, and it counts. Petersen fouled him, and the basket counts. Nice quick move by Jerome Kersey.
Boy, and a very tough shot, too. And watch him take Petersen, a bigger man, but Kersey has great explosive leaping ability, and that was a very, very tough shot. I was surprised the normally uncontroversial Jerome Kersey's comments in the Oregonian today.
And he misses the free throw as Portland continues to struggle from the line, now just 9 of 15.
And if you missed the very top of our show, this morning Jerome Kersey quoted as saying that one of us, me or Kiki Vandeweghe, has to go. One of us has to be traded.
Ricky Berry. Yes. A 2-point field goal, 54-53. Cuts Portland's lead to 1. That's 2 field goals for 4 for Berry. Drexler now posting up Berry to drive to the basket. No, but he was fouled. And Berry picks up the personal. And for Del Negro, that's his first.
Well, right now, Clyde Drexler running right behind Magic Johnson at the guard position for the Western Conference All-Star team. And you can see why. Very obvious what a great player he is. And he's been a hot player, too.
They're kind of stuffing the ballot box here in Portland, aren't they?
A lot.
I mean, you look at all the fellows that they have. I mean, Duckworth and Porter, and it's...
Forget about the ballots. People are putting their business cards in there. Writing Clyde's name and Jerome Kersey's name on the back of their business card.
56-53. Portland by 3. Thompson, and he is fouled by Porter. Porter going for the steal. A little bit too aggressive, and he fouled Tank.
Grant, just to embellish for a moment, when Steve Johnson is among the leaders, in fact, he was a leader at the forward position.
And he is in his 16th season of professional basketball. Quickly up court, Vandeweghe with the running one-hander, and then now the pass to Drexler. I don't know if that was a missed shot or a pass.
Yeah, he changed his mind in midair. It was really a terrific pass by Vandeweghe.
58-55, now a 3-point Portland lead. And now McCray right back at Vandeweghe, and Vandeweghe gets all ball. McCray with a nice move to save it to Berry, and he walked.
He's having a tough night.
To carry that attendance thing one step further, they're second in all of professional sports with that sellout record. The only other professional sports franchise with more consecutive sellouts is the Toronto Maple Leafs in the NHL.
Well, that's hockey.
That's right. That's part of hockey. Here's Vandeweghe for 3, and he misses the shot. And it's Ed Pinckney with the rebound. Kings down by 3. With 30 seconds left here in the first half. And the running one-hander way off. And look at this baseball pass for Porter. Great athletic ability, but in the hands of Pinckney. The Kings should convert on this. It's 4-on-1. Drexler is back, and Thompson no, but he was fouled. Drexler was back all by himself. He was looking at 4 Kings coming straight at him, and the Kings will be able to pull it within 1 if Tank Thompson can make both free throws.
You know, Grant, in this sport, there is such a thing, rather, as a good foul. That is a very good foul. When you're back there by yourself with 4 blue shirts running at you, watch this. Terry Porter makes the save, and into somebody's lap.
How do you do?
Hey, meet the players up close and personal.
58-56. And now a 20-second timeout called by Portland. Now let's see how the Kings handle this 15 seconds. We have seen now in the end of the first half last night, Ted, where they really looked miserable for a 30-second span. And then if you remember, tonight at the end of the first quarter, they misplayed the last 30 seconds there. So let's see how they do here with 15 seconds left on the clock. Portland, though, will have the basketball, and they'll probably use all the clock.
You bring up a very appropriate point, because most people look at an NBA game and say who made or missed the last shot as the determining factor. But there are a lot of other determining factors, i.e. what do you do with the ball at the end of a quarter? Do you get off a shot, or do you turn it over and turn it into a 4-point play for the other team? So these little moments in the game early are still important, and we'll see how they handle the situation.
All right, LaSalle Thompson with a free throw can cut it to 1. And he has 16 tonight. And now 17. An excellent first half for LaSalle Thompson.
Giant first half.
58-57. Kings 9 of 10 from the line as the clock is down to 7 for Terry Porter. Caldwell Jones sets the screen. 2 seconds. Porter. And with 1 second left, he puts the field goal in. So Portland, now that's the way you use the clock at the end of the half. And a good first half for the Kings as they walk off the floor. As back-to-back road games, and again, a very good first half turned in by the Kings. Our score at half, as you see, it's the Blazers 60 and the Kings 57. We have a